Lonzo Ball is a basketball whiz. His throwing accuracy and energy is unmatched by his peers and has been for a couple of years now. When the young player is courtside, he displays electrifying talent and speed and finesse. That's what caught the attention of none other than the L.A. Lakers, who are looking to acquire Ball in the upcoming season. Today we're discussing the L.A. Lakers and their hopes to snatch Lonzo Ball for the new season. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on, so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. Ball played for the UCLA Bruins whilst he was in college before being selected for the Los Angeles Lakers of the National Basketball Association. The rising star was selected for the 2017 NBA draft before the second overall pick and was also chosen as the third pick for the Lakers after D'Angelo Russell and Brandon Ingram. During his short time playing professional basketball, Ball has received numerous awards and accolades, some of which include Mr. Basketball in 2016 and the Wayman Tisdale Award for being America's top freshman. Whilst he was a freshman, he was able to break UCLA's old record of most assists in a season, which greatly increased his notoriety amongst industry executives. Born Lonzo Anderson Ball on October 20th, 1997 in Los Angeles, California, both of his parents, LeVar and Tina Ball, were also basketball players. The young talent started playing basketball at the age of 2 years old with his brothers LiAngelo and Lamelo, who also went on to have careers in basketball. Coming from a sporting family didn't necessarily mean that Ball was destined to play. He spoke out in 2016 to ESPN saying, "It's important for me to finish school and to excel in all areas, including my academic study." Whilst Ball was at Chino Hills High School in California, he signed a national letter of intent to attend the prestigious University of California to play for the UCLA Bruins. Shortly after his career took off and during his first junior year, he was able to score 25 points with 11 rebounds, 9.1 assists, and 5 blocks on average. His senior year was his breakout when he successfully led the Huskies to a tantalizing 35-0 win. And if that wasn't enough, he was also able to bring home a state title in the same match. The most fantastic thing about this game, though, was that his brothers, Lamelo and LiAngelo, were also on the same team, uniting the family together as the #1 ranked team in the country. Joining UCLA in 2016 was a professional turning point for the young Ball. Along with TJ Leaf, he is credited with transforming the fate of the Bruins, making the top-scoring offensive pair in the country. The transformation initially started against the Pacific. Ball helped to score 19 points and helped with 11 assists and 8 rebounds, leading his team to win the championship standoff against Texas A&M. The history cemented him as the MVP of the Wooden Legacy Tournament, which he remained in until mid-season. The reason why the LA Lakers have had their eye on the young basketball star is due to his outstanding and record-breaking performances from 2017 onward. He played a lot better than anyone expected, scoring an average of 16.3 points, 9.3 assists, 7.7 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 1.1 blocks in each game. He served 2 triple-doubles in the same game, the first ever by a newcomer in Las Vegas. Following his standout performance, he scored 11 rebounds and 9 assists against the Phoenix Suns, which became an all-time career high with 29 points overall. In his next match, he broke world records, becoming the first player in the history of the league to score more than 10 assists in a single game. He nearly broke Steve Francis's record of most rebounds by an NBA rookie. Steve scored 17 rebounds in the 99-2000 season, whilst Ball scored 16 rebounds, netting him 11 points and 11 assists. The Los Angeles Lakers, on the other hand, are hoping to acquire the talented point guard for the 2022 season following an unusually lackluster first-round exit in the 2021 NBA playoffs. If the LA Lakers are successful in acquiring the young player, they'll put him to work next to heavy hitters like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Ball thanked LeBron for a piece of advice he gave him while they were teammates, and the King showed his support, reminding him he was always one phone call away. Always a text, phone call, or FT, FaceTime. Away, bro. You already know. This was all it took to make Lakers fans believe that Ball is coming back to LA this summer. This created a social media storm with fans excitedly predicting the different possibilities and outcomes. So where does that leave Ball? Well, the New Orleans Pelicans guard is slated to become a restricted free agent next month. The California native was the number 2 pick of the Los Angeles Lakers back in 2017 before being dealt to the Bayou in the Anthony Davis trade, ahead of the 2019-20 season. Veteran NBA reporter Mark Stein said recently, "Expect to eventually hear from them searching for potential pathways. However obstacle strewn they would be to reacquiring a restricted free agent to be Lonzo Ball for that reason. We are hearing rumors that the Lakers are very much interested in reacquiring Ball in the summer. Ball would be a smart decision for the Lakers to make. He's coming off a career-best performance in 2020-21 that saw him average 14.6 points, 5.7 assists on 38% shooting from distance. In actual fact, he'd be a big improvement from another pending free agent, Dennis Schroeder. How would the Los Angeles Lakers go about acquiring Ball? Well, that's a good question, one which we'll find the answers to right now. It's a bit of a tricky question, seeing as the Lakers just introduced a salary cap for new players. This, coupled with the fact that Ball is probably looking for around $20 million in annual salary, you have a bit of a financial problem. This means that the only way the L.A. Lakers could have a chance at acquiring Ball is through a sign-and-trade deal with the Pelicans. But does Ball want to re-sign with the Lakers? News broke last week that New Orleans pushed for Kyle Kuzma in its trade talks with the Lakers, enveloping Anthony Davis before finalizing a package deal with Brandon Ingram, Ball, Josh Hart, and several other considerable future first-round picks. Could Pelicans front office head David Griffin half-heartedly acquire Kuzma now that he's firmly on the trading block? We don't think that it's very likely that New Orleans will just auction Lonzo Ball away for pennies on the dollar. The sign-and-trade scenario could end up costing the Lakers Kuzma and Talen Horton-Tucker, which could be a bad move for them in the long run. Not to mention the fact that its pick in the 2021 NBA draft would also have to be included. If Ball signed a contract worth $20 million in the first year, the Lakers would be just $6 million under the luxury tax threshold. This means that both Caruso and Horton-Tucker could potentially sign new contracts. A Lonzo Ball sign-and-trade scenario to the Los Angeles Lakers has been released, but not without any controversy. The Lakers would get Lonzo Ball with the Pelicans getting Kyle Kuzma, Talen Horton-Tucker, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the 2021 first-round picks. If the trade deal was to go ahead, it'll be a big deal for Ball having come full circle, coming back to the team that he started with. If he is acquired from New Orleans in said sign-and-trade deal, it would be extremely beneficial for the Los Angeles Lakers, setting them up perfectly for the 2021-22 season, after suffering multiple injuries in their plagued campaign last year. This is a win that the Lakers not only want, but need. The impenetrable Ball is seen as a crucial upgrade when compared to Schroeder, who struggled to the tune of 40% shooting during the 2021 NBA playoffs. He had this to say when speaking to Fox News a couple of months ago. "We know these last 11 games, we've got to win every one. Our defense has to be good for us to stay in every game." Schroeder failed to win over many fans among the Los Angeles elite, which is partly why the trade talks may be happening behind closed doors. It's also important to remember that Ball is still one of the best on-ball, no pun intended, defenders at the point guard position in the NBA. Whether or not any of this is worth it for Ball remains a mystery, having been decisively close-mouthed about the whole situation so far. It'll depend how the NBA fans view him as the number 3 choice next to James and Davis. If it turns out the Lakers do have positive interest in Ball, then these are the options that they have. Free agency is beginning on August 3rd. It's not long now until we find out what choices all parties involved will make. That just about wraps our video up for today on Lonzo Ball. Let us know in the comments section below if you'd like to see Ball reacquired by the Los Angeles Lakers. Do you think he'd be better off staying where he is? We'd love to hear from you.